Hello and welcome to the Boss Educational Material. This video will help you out to understand how to organize a pitch of a research result. We are scientists and researchers. We are very good in presenting our work at international conferences, but less prepared to illustrate the result of our research. We are often ill-equipped to convince an audience to support our work or to help us out to commercialize our novel solutions or technologies. In the following minutes, I will give you a few tips on how to structure your presentation and how to provide the audience with the information that they need to understand the innovation you propose, the technology, and to proceed to the next steps. Pitch involves using very little time, the length of an elevator ride, to grab the attention of your target audience and convince them to listen to what we have to say about our research results and about our proposal. When you start preparing your presentation, bear in mind that there is a limited time to grab the attention of the audience. Let's see now how we can structure a 3-minute pitch. No science, what, not why. No project jargon. Explain the use business model, how you are going to generate value and impact out of the use of your research results. Keep in mind that your main aim is to convince the listener that what is offered is what is needed or what is asked for. When designing your presentation, always remember that the first seconds are crucial. You have to have an impact. Prepare an introduction that grabs the listener's attention, stressing the opportunity you will present in a fresh and creative way. Highlight the problem you solve and current solution, how the problem is solved today. Then you should illustrate your unique value proposition, showing how much better your solution is rather from what is currently available. Don't use generic statements like being faster or cheaper. Use facts and data instead, allowing the audience to make comparisons. For example, your test demonstrated that life cycle costs will be 10% less than others. State this. The unique value proposition should provide short messages focusing on the differences of your product and why it's worth buying instead of your competitors. It needs to be both understandable and compelling. It ought to be short. Talk about customers. Identify who is interested in buying or funding your solution. Remember that without resources, there will be very little you can do. Quickly introduce your early adopters, the customers you will address first, the ones who feel the problem you address the most. Now it is time to describe your solution, what your innovation is about. Is it a software? Is it a device, a process, a new type of service? Explain how it will deliver its unique value proposition to customers. Do not forget to present also your unfair advantages, why it is difficult to copy or replicate your innovation. Is it patented or is it protected by a secret? It is important for the audience to understand how strong your unfair advantage is. Next, in your presentation, introduce the latest developments, the achievements you have made so far. It is important that our audience understands your capability to deliver and reach goals and milestones. This is the right moment to show you have already had some success in raising funds, if you manage to sign licensing or research contracts or sell your first product or services. The team is the most important asset to showcase when you are pitching a research result. Whether your goal is to proceed toward higher tier levels or to pave the way to use a market application. The team needs to be balanced. Science counts, but it's not everything. You need to show that you have the right people with the experience needed to build a prototype, raise funds, manage resources, make the innovation, and eventually handle sales. Once you're happy with this set of information, you work on making your business clear. You need to show how you are going to generate value and impact from the use of your research result. Consider market size and market share and translate them into anticipated number of customers. Bring in sales channels hypotheses along with estimates of their respective impact on volume of potential sales. Illustrate the sources of revenue streams based on the business model, licensing, direct sale, contract research, pay-per-use, referral revenues, contact list revenues, whatever it is going to be. Pay attention to the cost of using a distribution channel, as the startup would perceive only the net revenue. Provide numbers illustrating your economic and financial objectives. The person who funds you wants to see the impact of his support, whatever the impact will be. Figures will help the audience to understand if the product or the service is profitable. Does it cover all the associated costs? There is an attractive growth potential. If profitability increases as revenue grows, don't forget costs of using distribution channels to reach out to your early adopters, customers. Consider all the costs of doing business, the ones associated with production, sales, shipping. Try to assess the total cost of operations, including electricity bills, rental costs, and whatever is needed. Now you should enter the third part of your pitch structure. In the first part, you presented the problem, your unique value proposition, your solution, and what you achieve, who you are. In the second block, you illustrated the business model and showed information on what you expect to achieve, presenting numbers. Now it is time for the call to action. You now ask for support, funds, engagement. Show that you know what you need and how to use what you get. The way you are going to use funds will be crucial. Always show that you have already achieved. You need to convince the investors that what you received will let you quickly proceed toward implementation and impact. You need to be clear about time too. Leave the audience with a short message on why they should call you for a meeting to further discuss what you have in mind, what you can propose. Leave them curious to meet you. To conclude, just a few points. First, avoid a slow start. First 5 seconds are crucial. Say only key things. Talk to the audience and not to the screen. And please respect time. Remember to practice, practice, practice. If you want to know more about this topic, explore the educational resources provided by On the Boss platform. And you can always get in contact with the knowledge transfer professional of your institution to discuss your business idea and to know more about how to pitch.